was coming or not. I was coming from that side. Now you all know that the lion is supposed to be the king of the forest, right? King of all the animals. And the lion had a daughter, and she was so pretty, very pretty princess. And everyone wanted to marry the lion's daughter. So every day the lion would be in his palace and people would come and give him meat, real nice, good meat. And some even wanted to kidnap his daughter, so he got scared. And he said, okay, what I want to do is, any one of you can marry my daughter, but you have to pass 2 tests. And the first test is when you come to the palace, don't speak. If you don't speak, and then number 2, don't look at my daughter. Don't speak and don't look at my daughter. And if you don't speak and don't look at my daughter, whoever wins, then you can marry my daughter. So the elephant went first. When the elephant got to the palace, the elephant was hungry. So he asked, can I get some food? That meant that he didn't pass the test because he spoke, even without the princess present. And a lot of the animals come, they will come and try. Some will pass the first test, some will only pass the second test, but no one passed the 2 tests at the same time. Then the tortoise decided he was going to marry the princess, the beautiful princess. So on the day when he had to come to the palace, he made sure he ate a big meal. He ate a big meal so he wouldn't be hungry. But after he ate that big meal, he went and sat in the sun and just looked at the sun, opened his eyes and looked at the sun for a long time. So his eyes were even hurting and he seemed tired. But he went to the palace. And when he went to the palace, he didn't speak to anybody because he himself was sleeping. He didn't ask for food because he had already eaten. And then all of a sudden there was a big announcement, a crier in the Queen's Palace. Here comes the beautiful princess. Here comes the beautiful princess, and she's all dressed in gold. But the turtle didn't look. Everybody was looking. The turtle didn't look, so the turtles passed the test. And the turtles married the lion's daughter, and they lived, happily ever after. You know that today is a day we call it Lent, and Lent means something that's long. The days get long. It's an old English word, it means springtime. But every time we begin the Lent season, it always starts with temptation. Do you understand when somebody is tempted, right? Say, for example, like it's in the summer and you get an ice cream truck in your neighborhood, it's close to your house, and you want some ice cream, but you don't have the money. And you see your mama's couple of dollars lying on the dresser, and now you want to take it and go and get the ice cream, but it's not your money. And your mama has always told you, don't take what is yours. And then now you kind of like, don't take what is not yours. Don't take what is not yours. And then now you are worried. And if you take it and you go and buy the ice cream, you have failed the test. So God doesn't tempt us to be bad. Sometimes, our temptations come because we need something. And because we need something, sometimes we think about the thing we need so much so that it makes us make mistakes. And Jesus went into the desert and fasted for 40 days. Can you imagine? No McDonald's, no French fries, nothing. 40 days and 40 nights. You guys will be dead. When Jesus fasted, he was praying and he was talking to God all the time. So when that time ended, he was hungry. And the devil came and said, hey, why don't you turn all these stones that you see into bread? Because the devil knows Jesus got some power. Jesus says, no, you can't do that. You can't live only by bread. But you should live from what comes out of God's mouth. So Jesus passed the test. And the devil again took him around and said, no, the devil said, look, why don't you jump high from the top of the temple and come down and you won't get hurt. And he says, you can put God to the test. And then the devil said, let me take you around the world. If you bow down to me, I'll give all of it to you. And he says, no, you shall worship only the Lord your God, and only him shall you serve. So the devil left him for some time, and then later came back, kept coming back. So when you pass your first test, it doesn't mean you're now going to be tested again. You can be tested. Say, for example, that if you didn't do your homework in school, and then it was a long holiday, you didn't do your homework, and then now you go back to school on Tuesday, and the teacher asked for your homework, and he said the dog ate it. You know the old story? That don't work anymore. So all the time, the things that we do, they have tests in them. And when we pass those tests, we become better people. We become stronger people. And it allows us to think about those things so that every time we meet it, we are able to defeat it. And that's how the tortoise was able to defeat all the tests that the lion put in his place, because he prepared himself and he was ready. Okay? Thank you.